have spoken out. They've been alongside us shoulder to shoulder, as well as, rank and file members of the Labor Party. So Marine Farouki from the New South Wales Upper House, the first Muslim in New South Wales Parliament, and an outspoken supporter of refugee rights and asylum seeker rights, is the next speaker. Thanks, Marine.
Thank you, Mark. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land we're meeting on and pay my respect to the elders past and present. This land always has been and always will be Aboriginal land. Today, we all stand united in our very strong resolve to shut down Manus Island and all other offshore detention centres, and to put an end to policies that punish asylum seekers, people that are fleeing horrific circumstances with nowhere else to go. It's really great to see you all here. Thank you. It's great that you're adding your voices to make sure that the tragedies and the violence that happened earlier this week never ever happens again. Not in my name, not in your name, not in our names. I grew up in Pakistan, and in the 1980s, there were millions, yes, millions of Afghans and Irani refugees who came fleeing their war and their terrible circumstances into Pakistan. And Pakistan is a very poor country. At that time, Pakistanis warmly welcomed the refugees. I know things have changed now, but that was the situation then when millions came seeking refuge. So I think it's absolutely shameful for our Prime Minister Tony Abbott, and for a nation as rich as ours, and a signatory to the UN Convention on Refugees, to not be able to support just a few thousand people who are looking for safety and a better life. The tragic death of 22-year-old Reza Barati is just the latest travesty in a long line of human rights neglects and policy abuses. I just want to read out to you a couple of direct statements from asylum seekers on Manus Island that were given on Monday night by those who were being treated for injuries. And I hope, Mr. Abbott, you're listening. So one Iranian asylum seeker said, "I did nothing. I wasn't involved in the protests. I was in my room, being good, trying to sleep. They came in my room, 6 local G4S. They dragged me out of my bed and beat me. They had huge rocks in their hands, and they hit my head and my body with them. I was in the first room. Why was I in the first room? They got me because I was in the first room. I had no chance." And then a Lebanese asylum seeker said, "They had machine guns. All I could hear was the fire of their guns. It was like fireworks. There were bullets everywhere. People got shot. We couldn't escape. We came here to get away from danger. We wanted safety. How could this happen? I got attacked by 10 local G4S and civilians. They were hitting me with big rocks. They hit my head. This is shameful, shameful for Australia." Clearly, keeping Manus Island and Nauru open means that cruelties like this on asylum seekers will continue to happen. These detention centres have always been and always will be a world of trauma, frustration and distress. And that's the deterrent Labour and Coalition want to use to make conditions so terrible for asylum seekers that they dare not seek safety in Australia. Surely Labour, now in opposition, can find some moral courage to stand up and join this growing tide of concern for the terrible treatment of asylum seekers. Seeking asylum is not a crime. Coming by boat is legitimate and legal. It's a human right to seek asylum. Surely the test for any response to people seeking asylum has to be based on respect, humanity, compassion, and safety. I am very proud to be a Green because, like all of you, we are committed to a fair and humane approach for refugees. We want to make sure that vulnerable people are protected from persecution, drowning at sea, and have an opportunity to live safely. Instead of deterring, detaining, and deporting vulnerable people, we can provide safety, settlement, and support. And this means safe and official ways of them to seek asylum in Australia. This also means closing down cruel camps like Manus Island and Nauru. Let's give a loud and clear message to Tony Abbott today. Let's tell Tony Abbott, enough is enough. We will not accept the continuation of the horror scenes that happened on Manus Island on Tuesday. It's time to shut down the camps. Let's make sure that we do not back down from standing up for human rights. Talk to your friends, your family, your neighbors, write letters, stand up and speak out like today. And I don't often say this at rallies, but I will today. Join the Greens. Become part of a progressive movement and make sure that your voices on these important human rights issues are heard loudly and clearly. We can turn this around. Australia is a generous country. We are a generous people. We must not shirk from our international responsibilities. When someone knocks on our door seeking safety, we must not turn them away. The Australia that I came to 22 years ago welcomed me with open arms. This is where I lived, worked, raised my family. We need to make sure that we still have the courage to offer sanctuary and hope to others. I believe most Australians care enough to stand by this position. I thank you all for this opportunity to speak with you today.